What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Dudeality podcast, where our motto is living comfortably uncomfortable. My name is Ian Perez, joined by Jonathan Mercado, Victor Rivera, and Chris Zora. We're four ordinary dudes with extraordinary dreams. Jonathan, what's up, man?
Yo, what's up, everyone? Always want to start with some gratitude. It is a blessing to be here with you guys again. I find myself studying. Sometimes I find myself with a topic and I'm like, I don't want to study. But after studying and taking down a bunch of notes, I'm always have that sense of relief. Like, man, I'm glad I did it. So accountability. Thank you guys for, commenting that you're still down to do that podcast. I know sometimes you might have some feelings or, you might get busy and you're probably like hoping, hey, we'll switch it to Thursday. But everyone said that you wanted to do it tonight. And I'm like, bet. Like, I came ready. So I appreciate y'all. That's accountability to the max. But as always,
consistency is pretty important too. So
consistency. You don't want to mess up that routine. There it is. But as always, guys, hey, let's talk a little recap about the week. What's been going down?
Man, I've been like really tired the last couple of days. We had like over the weekend CG games. I didn't sleep that good the last couple of days. And then I covered another trainer in the morning. So I'm like, today was bad. Today I was like out of it. I tried to take a nap. I went down for like an hour, but you ever take a nap or we're like not really asleep, we're like half asleep, you hear everything in the background.
You don't know if you're asleep or not. You're just laying there, bro. That's the worst, brother.
Wake up.
It's because when you're too tired. That happens when you're too tired.
Yeah, too tired to sleep.
You're trying to force sleep because you're too tired, and you're like half and half. Guys, if you don't know the life of a CG trainer, it's literally 3 a.m. basically a majority of the week wake up call. And Victor just had a newborn, and we've been overworked lately, doing extra events for our community. And so Vic's been balling. And so shout out to you, dog, for,
So today was like, my wife was like, you're exhausted. So I was like, yeah, I was in a bad mood. Well, not in a bad mood, kind of in a bad mood, wasn't taking out anyone, but I wasn't like in a bad mood. I didn't want to do anything. That's why I didn't respond to any of y'all texts today. Like, I saw everybody. I was like, I saw everyone's text today. I didn't respond at all to no one.
Yeah. Well, that's smart, brother. Clear your space, right? Don't let nobody in your space if you're not ready to have that.
So, but no, then I kind of shifted mine. I'm like, all right, I need to. So I started doing little things here and there. Usually, like picking up around the house or organizing things around the house kind of helps me just like
declutter.
Yeah. So it's just like, I just one task at a time, gets your mind straight for me. And then I took a shower. I did wonders, shower and everything. That felt better. But that's pretty much all I did all day. Nah, and just playing with my kids and stuff like that.
Thanks, Chris. I love you, brother. Appreciate you. All right. Moving on. Yeah, what's up, Chris? Ian, what's up?
Oh man, that went over his head.
Went over Ian's head too, I believe.
I caught that one. It was a quick shower.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I got my eyes checked on last Wednesday. Gonna get new glasses and some contacts, which is much needed because I need contacts really bad. I'm like down to like one pair left that I've been holding on to like when we go play basketball or something like that. But I also started 9 round. And that's been tough, but yeah, it's like the fitness, like kickboxing. Right? Yeah. Oh man. Now I know why like boxers all have like crazy deltoids. Like your shoulders are burning the whole time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been good. Like I went earlier today for like my first official like class or whatever. Yeah, I've just been reading. Got a couple chapters left in my book, but yeah, I've been through all that. Like I've been dealing with like some really bad migraines this past week.
Damn.
One of like last Wednesday, it's probably like the worst one I've ever had, or maybe like top 2. But so I've been contemplating just going to see a neurologist to get those checked out, because I've always had them my whole life, but they're getting more frequent and getting worse.
Yeah, get
I've
that
never
checked out,
experienced
brother.
that. Never experienced that before. I never had. I hear people have it like a lot, but I've never really had like migraines like that. So
I've
that's crazy.
experienced them,
I
not
heard
as
it's
often
like
though.
yeah, I heard it's like really bad. Some people like say like get migraines really bad. They gotta take medicine or like lay down, and then that medicine they take they kind of like knocks them out. Like you gotta go to sleep. Like you have to rest. So, but hang in there, brother.
Well, shout out to you, dog, because don't you started a new fitness program, right? And that's always a big task to swallow. That's always something. All right, maybe I had too much caffeine this evening, but that is something that's difficult for people to do because that's an unknown, right? That's myself. When I took my kids to boxing, that's something that I wanted to do secretly, but I was kind of embarrassed because I didn't want to like look like the most athletic dude there and not like know what to do. So I can feel how some people can do that. So shout out to your courage for just jumping in and kicking some butt there. We could have used that this past weekend or this couple of days ago when we were at the basketball courts. We'll talk about it a little bit though. More about it. Ian, what you got, brother?
I went to another Austin game last week. It was pretty fun. It was badass. I was in the supporter section, so it was like standing up, where all the drums and music's at. They lost, but it was still fun. I think the atmosphere is just everybody's excited. There's a professional sport like that here.
Yeah.
I've been tired too. It's not my youngest, my daughter, but Dominic, my middle one. I guess he's going through sleep regression. He's like getting up like at 2 or 3 and like coming in and out of the rooms. I got to go to the bathroom. I want a snack or my TV's not on. He's up for like an hour or so. And it kind of affects me, but I'm a hard sleeper. And Steph is a superwoman and always tries to be. So I tell him like, if he's having trouble going to sleep, just let me know because she's up with him or the baby. And I'm like, that's a lot. You don't have to do that alone. And her reason is like, well, you have work. I'm like, I literally walk from our bedroom to my front office. So the commute is not that bad. I definitely can help you out. So yeah, big shout out to all the mamas out there.
For sure.
For
sure. Shout out to you for getting a good lift session with me, man. I appreciate it. It's been a while.
Oh, my chest is gone. I cannot feel it. But it felt good. It felt really good to be in there, and I didn't necessarily lift heavy, but it just felt felt good to just throw weights around. So
felt good just to move, man.
Yeah,
for your body, for health, for maybe that's why you've been feeling a little bit tired, right? Fitness has a lot to do with a lot of that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so, man, it looks like we're making some progress, guys. We're moving. Everyone's moving forward. I'm at an all-time high again. I don't have any, injuries whatsoever. So I'm like mentally feeling great. Energy levels through the roof. Fit routine, habits. The book reading is not going as great just because the book I chose seems like to be a good book, but the Audible the narrator, he's like super monotone to the max. And he reads so slow. So monotone plus slow. I'm like about to shoot myself, brother. I'm like, I keep staring at so it's hard for me to try to get into the book. I'm still early in the stages. Maybe, when I start grabbing those nuggets, I'll start digging, but it's early and it's definitely a grind. But man, I want to talk about this past weekend or just a couple of days ago. Our game got canceled. Victor and I's game got canceled. So we went to go hoop at these courts that are shaded. So it's like what, 3:30, 4 o'clock. We went to go hoop heat of the day. You think nobody's gonna be at the courts, but this one's all shaded. It has like a rooftop and it's a legit court. And there's some hoopers. There's some street hoopers there. A little thuggish, little good hoodlum type where people are gonna bump them guns. And it got a little physical, a lot of physicality happening in the game. And I was quite impressed because my man Victor, his integrity radar was right with mine because something happened. One of the other players basically tackled my teammate, sent him through the cage, injured him. He had to leave, and he wanted ball back. He was so my guy. So let me paint the picture. One of us shot it. All right, when somebody on my team shot the ball, my guy goes straight up to get the rebound, and this other guy at the free throw line decides to run straight towards him and jump up. And so you have one guy going straight up and you have one guy going directly at him in the air. and completely just dismantles he's like 115 pounds, 18-year-old kid, goes flying through the roof, jacks up, I don't know what, like he's limping off. And this dude had the audacity to say that's his ball. And so I'm chopping it up, but my integrity is like going through the roof. Like, that's just not okay. Like, it's not okay for you to get the ball back, brother. Give me that damn ball. For what you did, it was terrible, but I want my ball back. And Victor was chopping his gums up too, man. And, you know, he wasn't having it. And I appreciate that so much, Victor, because usually Victor's calm, cool, collected, which is great, right? We need people like that on the team, on the squad. But man, there's some things that you should not let people, you know, bully or walk over you. There's some integrity there. At some point, we're not looking to fight. It wasn't like that, but you have to sometimes make a stand. And I got to see Victor make a stand, and I didn't get to mention it to him, but I was a proud friend to have Victor on my squad, though. So, dog, explain the moment. What made you want to, like, chop it up back to these guys?
No, I mean, that was a foul. It was a straight foul. So if you look
technical
at
foul, like a technical,
like flagrant
foul.
Yeah,
flagrant too.
So, yeah, well, and
like
the dude's like really emotional. Like, he's like heated as well. But I think it's just that like there's some people that get really emotional, like in the game, stuff like that, and everyone gets to it. But yeah, so he was talking, and then he got upset because we're like, oh no, you did it like on it intentionally. But I think really his momentum just took him to the guy like straight up. So he was like one of those supers that goes really hard. He's probably not the most talented guy, but he goes hard like every play. So it went a little bit too hard on the guy, on the kid that was on our team.
He's the dude that plays football trying to play basketball, pretty much.
It was like watching Blitz. You remember the football game?
Yeah.
Blitz.
I don't know if he plays football, and he wasn't built, but he was a strong dude.
No, he's basically saying like the guy that plays like he's trying to play football, but
yeah. So no, we're just telling him, hey man, whatever you want, intentional, not intentional, that was a foul, no matter what, man.
Yeah.
So that's what I was telling him, and then so we just played on, but nah, man, you gotta stand up for your teammates, and yeah, it's a foul. Like, hey man, that was no matter what your intentions were, that was rough. Like, you gotta know when you beat up on someone. Like, you got to know.
For sure. And like I said, we weren't trying to fight. He was trying to get aggressive. Listen, as soon as, we made the dude shoot for ball, whatever, shoot for ball, we know you're going to miss it. So it's my ball. And then like immediately, hey, bro, it's just all game. Like, we're not trying to start no trouble. We appreciate you. Let's just keep this thing going. Next play. Just next play, brother. I slapped his ass and we kept moving. Right. Like, I got loud, and Sergio had to calm me down, because that's just my personality. Although my intentions were, I wasn't going to fight the dude no matter what. Like, listen, I know, hey brother, I just want to let you know you're in the wrong. I will knock your, I'm playing, but you're in the wrong. And, I apologize immediately. Like, I must take up extreme ownership, and, I should not be doing this, but I just had to make a quick stand. And I knew I was kind of in the right, because Victor, Victor of all people making the stand too. And I'm like, all right, let's do it. But it was all good. Slap hands, slap some ass, and keep the thing going. So yeah, Victor, appreciate that, dog. Like, some brownie points as like friendships.
Man, it's the heat of the game, man. Just gotta keep going,
man.
But I know we got 2 wins out of it. We got 2 wins, and then the last game we should have won. We lost by like a point. So.
Well, I did have fair foul. We'll save that. We'll save it for next time. So that kind of took it up right there, which is fair enough, guys. Mr. HR, I call Victor because he has that radar, what's right and what's wrong. He's at a high level. You got demoted for a quick second though, brother. Like, I would have flagged you if I was HR.
Really?
Nah, I'm brother. We're going to jump into the podcast. Enough fun. Yes, Victor can clap back, guys. He may not lick it. He's like 50 pounds, but he'll clap. So today's topic, we're going to be talking about, habits that you should be doing that can literally change your life, make a huge impact, and could potentially, like, everyone's looking to live not a successful life that's perceived differently, but more fulfilled and happy life, right? It doesn't matter all the success in the world. If you're not happy, it's just not a great thing, right? So everyone's constantly searching, how can I be more fulfilled and more happy in my current situation? And it all starts with habit, habit stacking. What could you be doing differently to improve your entire life. And it literally stems from just creating habits, why they're important, which habits should you be doing, which habits you shouldn't be doing. And we'll tie up in pretty bow. And hopefully we all can grab some new information from this, and we can start making those small steps forward to a better quality of life. So without further ado, let's get started into this podcast. Let's talk about, guys, I want to know what habits you guys do right now that made a big impact in your life.
I think right off the bat, as far as for the habits that I picked up is one, exercise. I think that's something like all of us kind of do, right? Some better than others. But I would say so exercise is one, but other than that, I think the habit
before you go into the next one, I want to dig because there's certain habits that are better habits that lead to other habits. And I believe fitness is one of those. Why is fitness like your number one? What did that do for you to impact the rest of your life?
Oh man. So first of all, again, it's just a de-stressor. For one, if anything, if anyone wants to do fitness, like you're not like into, like you don't want to look a certain way, you don't want to go, you don't want to get strong, you don't want to do nothing, like you hate exercise, but just for the fact that it's a de-stressor, that should motivate anyone to do exercise, because everyone stresses out about life in general, work, family, whatever it is. So for me, number one is just de-stressor. But then after a while, it creates discipline. I think, right, once you kind of start exercising, creates discipline because you have to work for it and you be consistent at it, right? And then also, I think it just brings confidence, right?
Oh, there it is. That's the key word I was looking for.
Yeah. Once you start exercising, you get faster. You're gonna get stronger, right? Even if you don't want to, like I mentioned, but you're gonna do it just by doing it repeatedly. So you gain confidence not only on your like performance as far as physical fitness, right? You're getting stronger, endurance, like you're pointing out, like mentally, right? And then mentally healthier because de-stressing, but you look better too, right? You look better, so you look confident,
you look good, you feel good, you perform better. I've actually, being a personal trainer for many years, I've seen transformations, like losing 30-40 pounds, and because they lost 30-40 pounds, that took them into a new career, or they had the courage to ask their boss for a raise. And like, it just shifted their entire life. And now they're in a far better, happier position than they were when they didn't do fitness. Right. And so, I believe fitness is one of those habits that can definitely lead to other awesome, amazing habits that could change your entire life. And, what else do we have that you think you guys could, what's like fitness? I need those real big habits that could just shift your entire life, because there's small habits that create, these small wins, but there's certain habits that can literally just 180 your entire life. And fitness is one of them. You guys all shifted somehow, and it's not by fitness. What have you guys done? Ian, Chris?
I mean, for me recently was, I'm still working on it, but
Literacy,
financial intelligence, I guess you could say.
maybe?
Yeah, there you go. That's a better word. Because before this journey, my credit was garbage. So the lifelong goal of wanting or getting a house was further than it should have been. So I think by shifting that mindset and learning from actually you guys, and then from reading as well, how to get rid of the debt and rebuild it so that I can, have a home, and then eventually have some investment in real estate to kind of create income.
Exactly, man. Creating, financial wealth and your family and your household creates another level of confidence that can literally take you in a new direction. Once again, confidence is kind of like that foundation that can, give you courage to keep moving forward. Chris, my man, what's that one thing that you believe that this thing took you to where you are today?
I'm trying to think of something, but I'm struggling to figure out something that's like at that level. But a few things I was thinking about was like, just in the morning, every morning I'll take my supplements, like my multivitamins and my like omega-3s and fiber and stuff like that. When you don't take it, it definitely can tell a difference if you don't take it for like a week or something like that.
Yeah.
And the reading has, I mean, I should
There it is.
do it every day, but I've been doing it at least a couple times a week, just reading, and instead of watching as much TV, just growing and learning, just picking up nuggets here and there that I can apply to my life.
So Matt, I think those are some real big foundations, because mine's fitness, of course, but what really like changed my whole trajectory in life. I don't know if you could separate these two or they could be the same, but I initially, before I started reading, I was into motivational speaking. Motivational speaking gave me energy throughout the day, which kind of led me into wanting better. And that led me into reading. And when I started reading, that's when I literally turned to Super Saiyan. All right. It turned Super Saiyan, and then just kind of took off from there, and just, completely Jonathan 50.0 just came out, and I'm like, saw like the Matrix. It was like insane, because reading gave me the tool, gave me the confidence that I can achieve anything I want if I just have the knowledge and the skills to execute on these things. Like anything you want, you can go learn about it. Like why are you waiting? It's right here, right? It's right here in on your fingertips. And so that book reading, I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you think motivational speaking and reading are the same, or are they separate?
By motivational speaking, you mean listening, right? You mean
so
listening to it.
Listening to motivational speaking is something I used to do just to, give me energy through the day. But that kind of led me to book reading later on.
I think they're the same in a way, but they're different as well. Like
there's a gray
obviously
area,
it's kind of one of those gray areas where it's like, depending on the type of book you read too, it's like, it could be almost identical, but then not everything you're going to read to grow is going to be motivational. So that's where it differentiates a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's motivational speaking. You're looking for that little fire under your butt, right, to get you going, either whatever direction, right? Sometimes I have those moments too, to where like, man, I need to like get bumped. I need to get get pumped for something. So let me listen to something to get me going. So from a book, I think it's more of like, oh, you're into it to learn something. Either like we're talking about now, either learn a new habit, learn something new, discover something, And so I think that's the two things that I do, make a difference observation on. But I agree super a lot with you guys as far as the reading part. That was my second thing I was going to hit on: fitness, and then just reading, the habit of reading. And I will say this, I've never had a habit of reading. Reading's always been super boring for me. Like, unless I had to read it, like, I've been that type of dude that I even struggle with it now. But I've created a habit of reading. I've seen obviously the benefit of it, right? And so that makes me want to read, even though certain parts of a book might be a struggle for me. But I see the benefit of it. And at the end of the day, I'm like, oh, I'm glad I read that.
I want to break that down, right? Because a lot of people don't like to read. There's a lot of people. What was the moving pace that made you want to start reading?
Because I knew that, and I've heard it forever. And then obviously the accountability of us getting together and knowing like, hey, you have to read because my friends are going to keep me accountable for. So that's one.
Is that a habit? Surrounding yourself with positive people?
I don't know if it's a habit, but I think it's a good thing to do, like a strategy if you want to do something, choose something that you're not good at.
I believe it's a habit. Just surround yourself around positive people. And that's what you did. That's what we all decided to do when we started this group. Is all right,
just read a book. That's how we started.
To read a book, right? And so there you go, because that's like, habits sound freaking amazing. But to somebody who's just starting out, just like you said, it does not sound amazing. Like the result of the habit sounds amazing, but the actual doing of the habit does not sound amazing whatsoever because they're not doing it right now. And so that's why I just wanted to use that little piece of that's super important for somebody to know, because we all know we should be reading books, learning new stuff, and, sharpening our tools. But how do we get from wanting to actually doing? And you just created a friend system and accountability system. And I think we've all been doing an awesome job at that. And what else are you going to say?
Oh no, I was just gonna say kind of just that the habit of reading is really kind of, again, help me build new habits, learn things about myself, also opening like your horizon to like other ideas that you hadn't thought about before. Yeah, like maybe different perspectives and things like that. And so, and I think that's what I think. Even though we are like in the age where it's easy access as far as technology, right? We have like YouTube, we have Google and stuff like that. It's very easy to find things out. But when you read a book, I think for something that you're trying to learn or improve yourself on, I think reading a book, it makes a difference from just skimming through an article versus reading a book.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of the thing I've discovered, the value of reading a book. And then not only are you learning, but also it kind of, it's sort of like a meditation almost, because you're in your thoughts, right? While you're reading, you're kind of thinking of what you're reading about. You're kind of asking questions. Do I agree with this or do I don't agree with this?
Oh yeah.
You start that type of, in your thoughts type of, thing. So I think that also helps me a lot as far as kind of staying center. And kind of helps me get detached from like the technology and stuff like that.
Just for sure. For anybody listening, these are habits that we're currently doing, and this is why they're important. We're going to touch on the habits that we should be doing, but we're still on the importance of the habits that we are doing, right? Because this is what we're doing. We're a little more, have more expertise. We'll discuss here in a little bit of habits that we know are beneficial, but maybe we're not doing them like we should do, right? So we did fitness, we did reading, we did financial. Are we anything you guys are doing right now that you believe that kind of changed and impacted your life? Oh, connecting with the positive people. I believe that's a habit, guys. Like you have, some people have habit connecting with the wrong people, right? And so some people have great habits of just finding great positive people to influence their life. So that's like a fifth habit there. What else you guys got?
Go ahead.
I was going to say, so one thing that I think is super underrated. I did this growing up. I try to do it now with Miranda. Just like eating dinner with your family, like sitting at the table, putting like your electronics away, and just like eating together and just having that quality time together, even though you might not even be talking to each other much, like just being in each other's presence and like just, I don't know, it's just that bonding experience that I always did with my parents. And even though when you're like a teenager or a little bit older, like sometimes it's kind of annoying because you want to be out doing other stuff. But like as you grow older, I think you appreciate it a little bit more.
It's funny you say that. That's a habit that I relearned from Steph. Like growing up, we used to be like that, but the older I got, the more it turned into everybody kind of ate when they wanted to eat, and we'd sit in the living room, watch TV. And then when Steph and I started living together, I at first started doing what I was used to, like getting food, going to sit on the couch and watch TV while I do it. And she would sit there with Kendra. So then that habit kind of poured onto me. And I 100% get it. Like, because Kendra could be in her room all day sometimes, but the one time she comes out, we're having dinner, we're all sitting there. And it may not be always a good conversation. Maybe there's butting heads or there's just tension, but at least it brings a family together and you at least get to see each other within that day, because not every day is guaranteed, right? So the fact that you're still there and getting to hear each other, see each other, it's very small and it's not a ton of part of your day, but it means a lot to me. I'm glad she actually made that habit happen in our family.
Before we go any further, somebody break down what a habit is. Should have did at the very beginning. I'm getting better at formatting, dude. Somebody catch that for me. If I skipped like a bone of what we need to be talking, y'all catch them. Like, hey, before we go forward, what's a habit?
Well, since you missed it, what's a habit, Jonathan?
Well, it is an automated behavior that is repeated over and over again. And then once it's repeated over and over again, you are no longer conscious of it, right? So you're just naturally doing your own autopilot. Then that creates a habit, right? And we have good habits, we have bad habits. Right now, we're discussing these great habits that could literally change your life. These are the habits that we are currently doing. And we're about to transition into habits that we are not doing that we know we should be doing, and kind of break that apart of why we're not doing it, right? Because listen, we're all here to sharpen our tools. We're all here to be vulnerable, and we're all here to admit like when we're in the wrong, and we know we are, and we're here to get stronger every day. So you guys know I'm a habit stacker. Like I fiend and obsess over habits, which is routine, right? You are what you repeatedly do. And so, were you gonna say so, Chris? You gonna say something?
I was gonna say, I thought it was kind of funny that you started like scratching your neck when you said you're a fiend for habits, like you're a crackhead or something.
Yeah, that's why I did. No. It was an intentional scratch. Like I fiend. So okay, yeah, it was not. There you go, intentional, right? That's Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, exactly. Tyrone Biggums. Yeah.
It's doo-doo, baby.
So yeah, okay. If you're watching this on YouTube, guys, I did the whole Chappelle show when I said I'm a fiend because I literally enjoy habit stacking. I understand and value the importance of habits. I understand that you are what you repeatedly do, and habits can literally change your life, right? So the more that you're able to create and stack, the far better off you're going to be moving the needle forward in whichever direction you want to go in, like positive direction. And so, I try to practice all routines and to the max, and I take full enjoyment with meditation, with working outs, with reading, self-care, like super on that self-care type stuff, and just, following the calendar, making sure I'm on point throughout my day. But I know there's some things that I always push back. I don't know why, because sometimes I have that I'm doing a lot right now. So I feel great, right? I'm getting that self-satisfaction, that dopamine, because I'm, the check mark some stuff off, making myself feel good. But I know that there's things that I should be doing better. And so we're going to transition into these things because they can help us move the needle forward as a group. Because if one of us does better, it's going to create that energy environment for all of us to do it just a little bit more better. So guys, pop it off the bat. What's something that that you can lay down your head? You're like, damn, I know I should be doing this.
I think for me is less screen time. So I spend a lot of time on my phone, not necessarily like on YouTube or Facebook or stuff like that. I do that, but a lot of screen time. I think a lot of the stuff like work that I do a lot from my phone. Not even my computer. Yeah. I do a lot from my phone. But I find myself like even just checking my phone, even though I don't have to check it. I feel like I catch myself opening my phone, maybe toggling through a few apps, and I'm like, oh, what am I doing? I'm not even doing anything,
just opening stuff up.
Yeah. So using blocking time to like step away from the phone. So one of the things that I was for this podcast kind of researching was 30 minutes before bed, like no screen time, 30 minutes before going to bed. That's something I've heard before. I don't know where I've heard it, maybe here or just on podcasts or things that I've heard. And I said, that's true. Like, I need to do that. And the times that I have done it, I feel like I sleep better. I'm like more relaxed as I'm easing into like going to sleep. And also, like, I talk to my wife, like, sometimes I know you guys felt this. You're in bed, your wife is with her phone, you're with your phone, you're just there. They're both like, so sometimes then we put it down and then we kind of talk to each other. And sometimes it creates great conversation.
Yeah, I've actually tried that. I don't remember you guys, if y'all remember when I had, Dallas, I was like really stressed out with being overworked and, mentally just tapped out. And so I reached out to a mentor. And she looked at my calendar. She's like, dude, chill out. Like, it's not that serious. She's like 7:30 or I think 7:45, turn your phone off. She's like, turn your phone off. It's not that important. Wake up, figure it out. And in the morning, if it's that important, they can call like 3 times. They can bypass like something, like it's not that important. So I did do it for about a month. I fell off. I don't know when, but during that time period, I felt more relaxed. I felt more at ease. And like you said, it created more relationship with me and my wife, because now we're able to talk to each other and there's no screen or there's no indicator notifications popping off or anything like that, right? It's just, you're not distracted at all. It was an amazing feeling. I wish that's something that I wish I can go back to, right? I still can. And so that's a great one that you brought up. What else, guys? What else do you feel like you should be doing that you're not? So, hey, real quick, let's solve that problem. I would say right now, go into your phone, put it on the calendar, but that was going to take too much time. But accountability, Victor, are you saying you can do this for 30 days?
Yeah, I could definitely do it 30 days. Like,
What time you cutting it off?
I'm not gonna turn off my phone because I need the alarm to wake me up.
No, for sure.
You can set downtime on your phone, like from
think
a
it goes
time
back
to
sleep.
time.
Silent sleep. Yeah.
Or what is it
What
called?
time? Your wife's gonna take me, brother.
I'm probably gonna do. I think anything
8,
after 8 o'clock.
30.
Yeah, 8 o'clock. I really.
8:30. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No one really calls me at that time. It's just me on my phone. It's not like I'm like
okay.
texting or talking to anyone. It's just like I'm on Twitter or something like that.
Yeah.
No one calls me.
You can always there's filters to help. I mean, staying off your phone's good, but like blue light apparently suppresses melatonin. Like if you're on it late at night, that's how else you have to sleep too. So
I heard that too.
You get better sleep.
That's part why.
What else, fellas? What's something you know you should be doing that you're not?
Working out.
Ooh,
yeah.
At least at least
me and Dante were like,
bro, I could be a punk and be like, you know what? I got 2 coaches here, and not one of them calls me or texts me any day. So I'm gonna give you 1%, but obviously the rest is on me. I have to stay consistent. I talk all this BS of I'm not gonna do something in my body to take me away from this earth early, and I ain't done shit about it yet. And I can't be pissed off about it because I haven't made a choice to do anything about it. So I can't give myself that right to be pissed off because I haven't done anything.
You got to make a plan, brother. You got to make a plan, man, and you got to follow it. You got to commit to it. And that's one of the big ones, right? That's one of the big ones that we mentioned that can literally change your life. And so, if anything, I would focus on one habit at a time, and of course, stack over time. But I would focus on a big one, and that one's Ian, if you had got that one down, man, you don't know where else that course could have took you, right? Just feeling better.
That is like the easiest thing to fall off too. Like I think like exercise is like the easiest thing. You can put it in back burner because you're like you can always do it next time. But you know what?
Tough,
and it's the easiest to like not do and the hardest to get back into.
So that's tough.
That's why it's like if I go too long without exercise, like
I got a rule. I got a rule, bro.
Yeah.
3 days.
3 days. That's like the unwritten rule of fitness.
It's the unwritten rule because that 4th day, you spiraled. Like, get ready for the spiral. You ain't going back for about a week. But if you cut it off at 3 days, man, you're solid, man. Even when I'm on vacation, well, I still train every day because it's my lifestyle. But even on vacation, guys, if 3 days, man, go get moving. It doesn't need to be a workout. Just go get moving and feel good.
Is there a certain amount of days where you start having like digression in your muscles? Or I can't think of a word.
I don't know.
I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I don't know exactly. I know there is like you start losing your endurance, your like muscle strength. It's not more of like muscle strength, but it's more of like the muscle memory.
You'll feel it. You'll feel it for sure, brother. You miss like 3 days of CG and come back and feel like day one.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, you remember that, bro? Like, yo, you could be on top of the world for like 6 months, miss 3 days, come back and like,
yeah, I had a client just come back after like a month and like she had to like sit down a couple 10 minutes. She was like, I'm just gonna do my thing right here. I'm dying. I was like, all right, cool.
What really I guess pisses me off is I know I can do it because I've done it. Like when I first started CG, Steph and I think it was a solid almost year.
Yeah,
you're up
man.
Every day at 4 o'clock in the morning. We'd be there at 4:45, get a workout in, and then we go home. So I know I can do it. I'm choosing not to. I think I can't say that I can't do it. I'm literally choosing not to do it.
Yeah.
That's a habit right there. You need to break.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, brother, what's on your mind, man? Talk to me.
I mean, the consistency of exercise is definitely up there, but for me, I think it's getting up early if I don't have to, like when I don't have to. It's kind of like twofold though, because it's like
stay in bed till 10 if you could.
Well, it's not even just that. It's like I have sleeping problems, so when I have the opportunity, I try to sleep. but then I feel bad because I'm not being productive during those hours when I could be productive.
Yeah, like your day has gone by.
Yeah. So like I don't know how to navigate it because I can't just sleep earlier. Like it doesn't matter what time I wake up. The next night I'm still going to be up until at least midnight, 1 o'clock. Like so, like even though I would like to get up earlier, it's been a big struggle for me.
That's definitely a mental like struggle because the science behind sleep, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, the science about how important sleep is, how underrated getting your 8 hours of sleep is. But then you have this like little dude on your head, like wake up earlier, grind, repeat.
Yeah, because you always hear that successful people get up early and get their day started. So
it just depends on how effective you are with your other time, right? If you feel like the rest of your time you can't really do anything because like you're stuck with work and there is no other free space in your situation, then wake your ass up earlier. Sacrifice, not to sacrifice.
But I think we have there's books I think you've read already, you and Ian, I think that's kind of, there's kind of breaks the mold of the old wake up at 4 a.m. do more or whatever, right? You could do more with less time. Just gotta be what was that 12-week book you guys read?
12-week.
Yeah.
12-week.
So,
no,
so sure. I would say there's things that you can do. Things you can approach like sleep, right? So we don't feel like you're wasting your entire day while still getting things done and getting sleep. It all depends. I think day to day it is hard. It's a kind of thing you just got to keep working on. Some habits you got to keep working on. It's harder than others to break, right?
You don't necessarily have to get up early to be productive. I mean, you're already going to be up as it is by the sounds of it. So why not just block off time before you would normally go to bed, or even after you normally go to bed? Like give yourself an hour or two to do something productive. And even though it's later in the day, you still get it done. You don't have to get up in the morning either. You know what I mean? Like if you know already, I'm probably going to be up to like 1. Go from 11 to like 12, 12:30. You do something productive.
I got a better solution there, Chris.
Yeah. I'd rather do that than get up early.
Go run 5 miles at 9 a.m. At 9 p.m. You'll go to sleep. Tire yourself out.
I've actually used to go to the gym and do cardio like late at night, and it's still like
he's still up, bro. He's more amped.
The
metabolism is like more awake.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. It's something that it's been a struggle my whole life. So
you might need a particular herb to just help you sink.
My mindset behind that, everyone perceives something differently. My mindset behind it is I'll sacrifice sleep for now. I'll grind it out for now because I have this big vision, this big dream, and I got this one opportunity to make an impact on my entire family. And so I'll sacrifice everything. I'll sacrifice my whole entire years to get where I want to get, so that way I can leave it behind. And so that is my mindset. I'll wake up 3 a.m., 2 a.m., whatever the case may be, just to get what I need to get done. And so we got one shot, guys. It's Eminem. Drop the bars.
Drop the Eminem bar. Yeah. But I think from a habit standpoint, I think you can do that because you're trying to hit a certain goal. You're trying to get to a spot.
I'm trying to get there, dog.
Yeah. Once you hit that spot, like you can, you make changes to like, all right, now I got to change my grind a little differently. Mm-hmm. But I think as a habit, I think sleep is very important. Even I got
one. And I've been talking about it on the podcast. Do y'all know which habit that I should be doing? I talk about it all the time, but I don't ever get it done.
Drinking beer.
No.
Oh, what is it? I think I forgot. I had it and then I forgot.
It's been every successful person does it, and eventually they write a book because of it.
Oh, diary,
man. I don't know why I cannot sit my ass down
twice.
Freaking write on my paper how I feel, man. Gosh. I did it twice. I felt amazing. Fell off like 2 days, dog. Fell off. One, I don't know where the notebook's at. Two, I was looking for the pencil because I don't.
The dog took it. Kobe took it. It's in your backyard buried.
And bro, I got kids. They take the pencils, they take the pens, and I was like, I don't know. I got the journal, I ain't got the pencil. It's like either or. I'm like, fuck this shit.
do a digital diary like Star Trek Captain's Log.
That would be pretty decent, man. But I gotta get that one together. So because I held Victor accountable for the next 30 days, brother, I am going to commit out loud 30 days of journaling. I'll find the books, and I have an idea. I think it's under the bed somewhere, because I didn't want nobody to be looking at it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no lock.
No heart lock.
So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna commit. I'm gonna commit to that 30 days, because if you know you got a problem, you need to find a solution. You need to figure out. You need to stop the bleeding. I tell all my kids all the time, you got a problem, let's fix it now, like right now. And so, Jonathan, you have a problem, let's fix it right now. So I might need to put up some money on it, because, man, I'm struggling with this one. I'll put up some money on it.
I'm gonna put this on socials. Don't worry, I'm gonna clip it. It's going up.
We'll put some, like, hold me to the fire, brother. Hold me to the fire. But yeah, let's start talking about just off the bat, off the rip, about the things that you research, successful habits. Like, let's jump into those, because maybe somebody can't relate to the habits that we're currently doing, and maybe they can relate to some other habits, like making your bed. Why is that important?
You know what? I was doing that for a minute. I think I told you guys when I did my clinical study, I started doing that, picked that up, because I had so much time in my hands when I was doing that, that I would do that. I would start a habit of like getting at a certain time, do my bed, take a shower early in the morning. So all that stuff. So one, making your bed, I kept doing that for a good like 2 weeks. And it really making that habit really makes you feel accomplished, makes you feel like things are in order, or things are off to a right, like the right start or a right foot. And then the rest of the day just seems to like go like easy, I guess.
You got to win. You got to win under your belt, man.
It's an easy check mark off of your list of of your daily goals, or daily
and
chores or whatever.
Yeah. What is that create in your head? It's called that dopamine, right? It's that
it's a
dopamine,
feeling,
right? And you keep getting you get that dopamine, you're gonna want more. You start turning into that Dave Chappelle, bro. Like, can I get another one? And then you start, yeah, man. So habit stacking, that's one. So you know what? Maybe I need to reverse what I said and say, hey, maybe we should tackle the big one first, like fitness. Now thinking about it, I actually think that doing the smaller ones first, like making your bed, and waking up 30 minutes early, and maybe putting away the screen time, that will actually lead into bigger momentum for you to stride into your fitness. What y'all think?
I think either way, I think it depends on just preference.
Because
but
people struggle doing just fitness, they never figure it out. And if you keep fighting that boat, brother, like you're gonna forget about the rest of the things.
But I would say for those, like, we're gonna say like, hey, go like, dude, I have clients now that they say, I'm gonna come out, and then they don't show up the next day, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I agree. Pick little things. I would say things that you think you could accomplish, and then kind of go from there. It helps. I think for me, I gotta get, let's say if I had an exercise like in a week for some reason, like I gotta get one workout in, like I gotta get it out the way. So then I feel like, okay, I'm back in the mode, right? You feel that good. But keep anything, like if you're struggling with like, journaling, write 3 sentences, so start small. So I agree with that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. I think things that's to say is preference, or if you're things that are difficult, start like small. For things things that are easier, then you feel they're easier to you, I think you can just jump in, just get out the way, get it done, because you can do it. But things that are harder, right? Like right now, like I said, right now we say I'm gonna keep keep Vic accountable about the 30-minute thing. I was like, right now I'm already thinking about it, like, god damn, like I want to stay on my phone before I go to sleep, but I'm like, no, I got to put it away.
Man, I'm glad. See, I'm glad we're talking about this, because I just found another reason why I don't journal, because I'm all trying to sound wise and intellectual in my journal. Because I know, like, one day somebody might read this bad boy, it's like, yo, Jonathan's on some different level of stuff.
Just right, ghetto fool.
No. And so therefore it doesn't make me want to do it, because then I feel like I have to get into this kind of like mode in this space where my vocabulary has to be awesome and somebody's gonna read it one day. All right, so start small. Let's throw my slang in there. All right. So maybe they can see the improvement over the years. Like, hey man, he didn't say this. Hey, he stopped cussing. He stopped cussing. All right, habits. Let's pop these habits off. Making bed, waking up 30 minutes early. What are these little things that you know you could be doing that you could start with right now, right? Because creating a fitness plan may take a little bit more, maybe a professional and helping you out. So what these little things to get somebody moving today?
Just have some alone time for like 30 minutes just to clear your head. Yeah, like either meditation or
I'm glad you
not
explained
that
that,
kind
brother.
of, not that kind of alone.
Right. All right, cool. Let's go.
Yeah, like something to clear your head, like get you prepped for the day.
So meditate. Right. Meditation.
Yeah. I mean, whether it's meditating or like listening to a podcast or something, just to like something that you're not really like, you don't need to really focus on, just to kind of like relax you like and just get your mind right for the day.
Yeah. What else, guys?
Yeah, I was gonna say like replace negative talk with like positive reinforcements. So instead of like, oh man, I gotta get up for my job, I got another day, like more of like, hey, like I'm glad I got a job, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. And that's some more positive reinforcements, right, to yourself. Yeah. I think a lot of people I think there's a lot of negative in the world, so you don't need to add more than already is, right? So bring positivity to yourself, to your life, to your day. I think does wonders. I think when you start your day thinking positive instead of negative, it brings a whole different light.
Well, you reap what you sow, guys. So your life is your life because of what the yeses you said yes to, the no's you said no to. You are solely responsible. This is your book. You are literally writing every chapter by yourself. Like you are choosing everything that happens in your life. So what Victor's talking about, don't develop. Well, I need you to develop a victor mentality, Victor, instead of a victim mentality. There you go, Victor. That was for you, brother. Dropping bars.
Appreciate it.
And nuggets all at one time.
I'm gonna edit that out.
That's messed up, bro.
No, but you know what? To kind of like end this, we do need to end this podcast, right? This all sounds amazing, but if you don't understand a little bit of the science behind habits and having knowledge and awareness of what creates habits, what causes the emotional responsive habits, then it's just almost all talk, right? So knowledge is always key as long as you can execute and move the needle. But there is, I don't know if you guys saw, but there's 3 cues that involve a habit. So let me just read this off for you real quick, guys. There's actually more than 3, but there's a thing called a habit loop. And so it starts with the cue. There's a certain cue that happens during your day that responds to your behavior, and then your behavior responds to a reward, that in dopamine, right? You're going to get it whether you're watching YouTube or you're reading a book. Mm-hmm. So there's a cue, something that triggers a trigger that causes that behavior that you get a reward. That is a habit. Okay. But I think it's super important to identify these cues because there's 5 different cues, and I just want to pick your brain. I already know the answers, but I want to know if you have some awareness yourself of these cues. There's 5 different cues, and just off the bat, what do you guys think that could trigger your behavior throughout the day to cause you to move your body?
So
let's go, right? Come on.
Yeah. So that's now you got me thinking, because like
you have to think, like you have to understand the foundation to be able to understand the whole concept of even trying to be better, right? Skimming the surface only get you so far. You need to go in deep.
So give me an example real quick. And then
all right. So hey, let's say food's a cue. I pass by. I buy Oreos, and I know I shouldn't be eating Oreos, so I pass by my pantry, and guess what I see? So that food is now going to trigger me to go eat that, get that in dopamine, and boom. So every time I pass the pantry, what am I feeling? I see it. It's cueing me to move a certain way, and therefore this is a bad habit, right? There's bad and good habits. So now I know okay, if I'm trying to lose weight, then maybe it's not the best idea. I freaking have Oreos in my house. I've learned that now. I don't keep snacks and all that good junk in my house because, hey, I'm on a mission to live my, because I'm going to eat it, bro. Like, I'm flat out. Check it out. Yesterday, we bought Oreos because Desi wanted to make ice cream, Oreos for the kids, all that stuff. But they're smart. HEB smart. They only sold the big pack, family pack. We were looking for the small pack, right? Like, hey, let's get the small pack, right? Because I know us, the whole family. And so we got the big pack. Sure enough, there's like freaking 20 Oreos left. Guess what happened?
You ate 20.
I caught whole family, including myself, like rats, like clockwork, brother. There's something in the crunch. Somebody's opening, and literally throughout the entire day, even from 20, 18, 12, and then by the end of the day, I go at 10 o'clock. I was like, let me go real quick, grab a couple. And they're in the trash because they're gone already. So that's what I'm saying is there's these cues, right? So we have, a food cue.
Yeah.
So what would they call that? They would call that an emotional response to a cue. It's just an emotional cue. What other cues do you feel like?
I think for me, it's just like, let's say I watch a lot of like sports, so highlights on sports on YouTube.
Time.
Yeah.
Well, like ESPN, this show comes on at a certain time. So, time, hey, it's this time. That's a cue. It's going to move that behavior to go turn on that TV to get that in dopamine, right? Whether that be a good or bad habit, time is a cue. It's important to know that time is a cue. And I'll just go ahead and let you know the rest of them. It's location, right? Actually, that food I was talking about wasn't really a cue. It was the actual location, my pantry. Right. Every time I passed my pantry, it triggered me to go and get my Oreos. So it's time, location, and emotion, right? Whenever you feel sad or depressed, what are you most likely going to do? Not great things, right?
Yep.
It's not great things. So if you understand that you're aware of I'm in this state, you can, hopefully shift that mindset, right? Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the fourth one is action of others. Victor got hype. I got hype. And so whether that be good or bad, it was a cue for me to get more amped up. And the last one, guys, is previous actions. So maybe you did something in the past and you already created that stem, you already created a habit without even knowing it. Therefore, that environment or situation happens again, you get queued up again and cause that behavior. So a previous habit that you've already done or action. So I think, like I said, it's super important whether you have bad habits that are taking up all your day, identify what is cueing it. Identify what is cueing it so that way you can replace it with a better habit. We had it in the podcast with a solution, right? We talked about all the cool things about these freaking habits and how they can impact and change your life. But sometimes I think, we're all at a point where we didn't have any good habits, right? And so how did we shift that? You got to identify these certain areas that cue these bad habits so that way you can learn to identify and find a solution to make them good habits. So that was super important, guys. I just want to make sure. Do I have anything to add on that?
So instead of 4 Oreos, we just go to 2. It's a win, right? It's a small win. Changing the habit.
Move the Oreo. Move the location of the Oreo.
We still on Oreos, huh?
That's all I heard. It just
we still on Oreos.
No, that's good. I think it goes back to be like self-aware, right? Know your cue. What's cueing you to do certain things, right? If it's a bad habit you want to change your cue, remove the cue, and then remove your habit.
If Victor keeps amping me up and I keep getting in trouble, I need to cut Victor out.
Exactly.
I gotta cut him out, bro. He's causing me to do some things that I'm not happy
about. Why do I get into fights every time?
Every time I'm with Victor.
That one friend.
Yeah, right. They get you amped up, right?
Yeah. It was good talk, boys. I have a quote from Dennis Waitley. It says, the truth is you don't break a bad habit. You replace it with the good one.
We just said it.
Go.
Yeah. And I actually found it was funny because I found this one at the beginning of the podcast. So the fact that we kind of circled up on it was good. But
hey, bump this shit with the recap. We're not recapping today. Victor, we had ourselves to the fire. What are these two other fools gonna do?
Do what?
Nah, What? I need some 30-day action from y'all.
Oh,
Like, come on
Working
with
out,
it.
coach.
Ian says
How you gonna keep me
and
keep me
then Chris is
motivated,
gonna keep
coach?
doing the
Ian.
9 round. There we go. 9 round for Chris. Got to keep it going. And then Ian, you got to build upon your weightlifting from today and do it tomorrow.
30 days.
30 days.
Coaches.
I want a text thread.
Bet.
I wanted to see whatever you're gonna do for the next 30 days. I want to see if it 3 days, is it 4 days? I want to see text thread.
There we go. We're doing
I need a
pretty good that
plan.
last time.
I need
we
to
were
pay
doing
my
that.
coaches. Help me make a plan.
30-day challenge, $100 in the pot. That's $400. One last man standing gets all the money.
Okay, we have 50. We do 50.
Oh yeah, we bought on the budget.
Can we do
Diapers ain't
quarters?
cheap, dog.
Can we do quarters?
We got government cheese, fool.
Yeah.
What you put
We'll put the
$100?
stimulus check on the table.
Oh
shit
wow.
came through.
Anyways, we'll close this
That
out.
shit came through.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Quick. But as always, thanks for joining us today. Until next time, peace and love.